Hey everybody, this is Peter with Tabletop Gaming Guild, and today we're going to be taking a look at another book from Free League Publishing, and that is Dragonbane the Bestiary. We have taken a look at this book previously in the PDF form, which you receive from Free League Publishing whenever you get the hardcover edition, but we've never actually taken a look at the hardcover edition. So what we're going to do today is we're going to go down to the table, we're going to open it up, we're going to flip through the book. We're going to talk about a few of the new things that you're getting in here as compared to some of the creatures that you might see in the starter set for Dragonbane. And then we'll actually talk about some of the characters, some of the things that they have there for the creatures, and what I like about the way Free League Publishing does their bestiary. So we'll take it down to the table, we'll flip through the book for a little bit, and then we'll come back up and I'll give you my final thoughts on Dragonbane, the bestiary. All right, everybody, so we're down to the table with Dragonbane the Bestiary, and first and foremost, let's talk about this art for a second because we have a tie-in to the other hardcover book, the rule book, and also the cover for the starter set, and that is, this is the same character that was in the work of art that is on the hardcover of the rule book and the starter set. And look, there he is. They've got the white hair, the blue cloak, same sword, same boots with the little tassels on the back. Same tassels, same sword, blue cloak, white hair, same character, which I think is great. I like that we have a set of books that tie in together, not just with the name, but also the character on it, which is just fun. So we get to see them continuing their adventures, going up against a new creature here, this lizard creature. And so, as they should in a bestiary, we're getting a whole bunch of new creatures to throw at our players. So I like that. I think that's a lot of fun. Good job, Free League, tying those in together. All right, I'm going to real quickly read this little paragraph here on the back of the book so we know what we're getting into. From cat people to chimeras, fairies to frogfolk, hippogriffs to hydras, and much more, this bestiary for the Dragonbane role-playing game includes no less than 63 wondrous creatures for the player characters to encounter. Each of them is brought to life in text and art, as well as a random encounter and a seed for a complete adventure. Among these fantastic beings, there are 9 new playable kin, each with their own unique ability. This full-color hardcover book is gloriously illustrated by Johan Egerkens and David Brasgala. I love Johan Egerkens' work, David Brasgala as well. So I'm a big fan of the art that we get here in this book. Let's go ahead and open it up. First, real quick, just like the rest of the Dragonbane hardcovers, we get the glossy hardcover. And then inside, we get these really nice, lightweight pages that make the overall book an easy book to hold. I love that about all of the fantasy books that Free League puts out. They use these same lightweight pages, and it just makes the book that much easier for me to hold while I'm reading. As I'm getting a little bit older, my arthritis in my hands, some of those big hefty books like their sci-fi books, Alien RPG and Blade Runner, they're real heavy and hard for me to read, so I prefer to read the PDF copies for those. But these, I can hold the physical book. It's a lot easier. All right, the table of contents here, we see that the book is broken down into 9 chapters, and that is as in type of creatures. So we've got the Nightkin, we've got Rarekin, Insectoids, Trolls, Giants, Beasts, Undead, Dragons, and Demons. Here in the preface, we do get a list of all of the playable kin. So we have the ones that were already there in the original starter set and the rule book and everything. But now we get some playable kin. Let's see if we can get this to zoom in there. There we go. We are getting, in addition now, we got the Wolfkin, the Orc, the Ogre, the Goblin, the Hobgoblin, Frog People, Karkion, Cat People, Lizard People, and Satyr as additional playable kin for your characters. They're going to be in the 2 first chapters under the Nightkin and the Rarekin. And then we go through the rest of the book. We have all those other creatures, but you're not going to have playable characters in those sections. Those are just going to be up here in the first 2 chapters. So what we're going to do then is we're going to go ahead and real quickly flip through those 2 chapters so that you can see the art for some of those new playable kin. We have the Goblin here. I love a good Goblin, and I love a Goblin riding a wolf. That just makes it that much better. We have our hobgoblins, and again, like they said on the back of the book, we get a random encounter for each of these, just in case you're not actually running a character as one of these kin. You also again have the random encounter and the adventure seeds for them. But what we do get over here for each of the playable kin is a nice layout for some of the types of characters that you might be running: a scout, a fighter, a thief, and some of the way that their layout would work for those. And then also we get a D6 first name generator for those characters as well. We've got the ogre and the orc. And now we're into chapter 2 with the rarekin. So again, cat people, one of our options here. Nice piece of art there for the catkin, cat people. Now, the centaur is not one of the playable kin, but it should be. But it should be. We've got fairies, and we've got the frog people. So we're back into some of our playable kin with the frog people. So again, we get that first name generator. That's one way to see right away that this is a playable kin. The ones that are not, we don't have those first name generators over here. We have monster attacks. We have D6 charts with different attacks that these creatures can do. So you can either, as the GM, choose which attack you want them to do, or you can leave it up to fate, roll a D6, and that is going to choose what it is that they're going to do. So let's say that we roll a D2. We're going to get pinprick. Several fairies swarm around an opponent and stab them with their needle-sharp daggers. The victim suffers D10 damage, armor has no effect, and gains the dazed condition. So that's just one taste of what a fairy creature can do to your players in the game. Again, back to the frog people. Now we got harpies. Again, this is another one that is not a playable kin, and so we get the monster attacks. And let's say we get a 4 on our D6 roll with the harpy. We get eye gouge. The creatures target an unfortunate player character and try to tear the victim's eyes out with their sharp claws. The attack inflicts 2d6 piercing damage, and the victim is blinded and attacks as if in total darkness for one stretch. Pretty harsh. The Karkion. So this one was the one that I found to be the most interesting of the listed of playable kin, and that's because just the name Karkion, I had no idea what this even was. And so let's zoom in here, get a nice close look at this artwork. Kind of got looks like kind of a cat person, but we also have wings. Very interesting for sure. Let's go ahead and I'm just going to real quickly just read this first little bit here, because again, it's a creature that I don't really know from previous role-playing games and or books that I've read. Karkions fascinate me to no end. I have personally had the good fortune to speak with 2 different individuals, and they proved to be absolute treasure troves of knowledge and insight, especially about otherworldly beings. However, they would not talk about themselves, no matter how much I pleaded. They live as lone wanderers, that much is clear, and yet they are united in a common hunt for the demons that laid waste to their own world thousands and thousands of years ago. All right, right there, we know they're not from this world. They're from a different world, and they have come to the world of Dragonbane, and they're there to kill the demons that laid waste to their world all those years ago. Very interesting. Lizard people, we've seen those before in other games, but we like them. Mermaid. The mermaid, again, not a playable kin here, but let's go ahead and see what we would get if we would roll, let's see, a 1. We roll a 1 on the d6. We get harpoon throw. The mermaid grabs a whale bone harpoon from a quiver on its back and throws it with full force at an enemy within 10 meters. The victim suffers 2d6 piercing damage. I do like that about these D6 charts as well for the monster attacks. Each attack gets a very bit of kind of narrative flourish to the attack. So it helps me as the GM kind of envision what it looks like. I could just read that if I wanted to, or I could use that to expand on what the attack looks like, and then it gives me what the damage is from the attack as well. All right. Oh, Minotaur. Another one. Like the Centaur, why is the Minotaur not a playable race, a playable kin? Come on, Dragonbane. We need this to happen. But Minotaur, let's go ahead and read a 6 on the d6 roll for the Minotaur. Stomping attack. The Minotaur jumps high in the air and comes crashing down on an adventurer who suffers 2d10 bludgeoning damage and is knocked down. Brutal. Now, we can continue on through the book. We are at the chapter 3 insectoids section here, and we're going to get some little folk here. We've got the ant people. We've got beetlekin, spiderkin, and then we're into chapter 4, trolls. So insectoids, very short, just 3 different kinds of creatures in there, and that is it. Chapter 4 is trolls, cave trolls, forest trolls, mountain troll. Of all the art in this book, this is one of my favorite pieces. This solitary, sad, lonely looking mountain troll is just super engaging for me for some reason. I love this work of art. I would frame it. I would put it on my wall. Mountain troll. I like it. A 5 on the d6 chart for the mountain troll. Terrifying visions. The troll digs into his pocket and takes out a fistful of mushroom powder. With a powerful exhalation, the creature blows the powder at a player character who must make a will roll with a boon to resist fear. Ooh, I like it. Using some psychedelic mushrooms to attack the player characters. Interesting. Chapter 5 is giants. We've got forest giant, mountain giant, sea giant, titan giant. Look at that guy, fully armored up and ready to do some damage. And then we get into our beasts. So this is just some overall beasts. We've got a basilisk, the brook horse. If you have done any playing of Vesson from Freely Publishing, the brook horse shows up in that game as well. The Calodon, the Chimera, giant amoeba for all of you other D20 fans out there. We get an ooze of some kind, a giant amoeba. Giant octopus, giant spider. I mean, I know that it's not an insect, but at the same time, I would have almost probably put this in the insectoids chapter, but then somebody would have given me a hard time, right? Because spiders aren't insects, they're arachnids. But at the same time, I probably would have made that mistake myself. Griffins, hippogriffs, hydras, manticore, Medusa. So many fantastic creatures to be throwing at your players. Ooh, and I think I looked at this one specifically with the PDF video as well. The rock, the giant bird. So many times I've seen art of a rock, and it's just the bird itself, so it's hard to tell how big it's supposed to be. But this piece of artwork tells you very visibly how big this rock is supposed to be. That is a full-grown, adult-sized human character, and it's just barely on its leg. I mean, holy cannoli, this thing is huge. I love it. I love it. I have played games where I have sent rocks against players, and they are super scary to think of a bird that size. So many great creatures. Now we're into the chapter on undead. We get ghosts. We get ghouls. We get the living dead. It's zombies, everybody. Everybody's favorite undead. We get the mummy. We get the skeleton. We get a vampire. And we get the white. Will-o'-the-wisp. Interesting. And then dragons. Who doesn't love a dragon? A hatchling dragon. Look at the baby dragon, everybody. Look at the little baby dragon. It's so cute. Let's see what this cute little thing can do to us. Let's roll a 6. I'm liking this. Toxic smoke. The hatchling dragon opens its mouth and breathes puffs of poisonous smoke at its opponent. It probably is not even doing it on purpose. It's probably accidental. It's so cute. There's no way it could be mean. All player characters within 6 meters are exposed to a paralyzing poison with potency 12. Well, that seems pretty scary for a little teeny hatchling dragon. I like it though. We get a young dragon, we get an adult dragon, and we get the ancient dragon. And you're like, well, I don't even, but where is the dragon? That's not rocks, people under that snow. It's a dragon. It's a dragon. I love it. It's so big. It's like it is the mountain that they are walking on and they don't even know it. Lindworm. And then we get into demons. Dragons and demons, everybody. That's what this game's all about. Blood demon, chaos demon, fire demon. There's no end. Ooh, they throw golems in with the demons. That's a very interesting choice. Guardian demon and the shadow demon. And we'll go ahead and do one last d6 here, and we'll go with a 3. If you roll a 3 on the d6, you get Dark Embrace. The demon's pitch black form embraces an opponent and plunges them into total darkness. The chill of solitude paralyzes the victim, who suffers a fear attack and becomes cold as per the rules on page 54 in the rulebook. Very interesting. All right, everybody, but that is the bestiary. In the back, we get a nice little index for the names of the different creatures and what page they're on. And we get all those new playable kin as well. But everybody, that is Dragonbane, the bestiary. Thank you so much. We're going to come up from the table. I'm going to give you my final thoughts on this book. All right, everybody, so we're back up from the table. We've just finished taking a look at Dragonbane, the bestiary, and as usual, Free League Publishing, you knocked it out of the park. Great job, and I got a lot of great inspiration, again, just flipping through the book, looking at the art, seeing all the cool things that the monsters can do, a little bit of lore for them. I love the rollable charts that allow you to choose what it is that the creatures are going to do on that turn. If you just can't make up your mind from that list of choices, you can roll on the chart. And I love that we get some new kin for our characters in Dragonbane. So this is a great bestiary. I always enjoy looking at these types of books for role-playing games. And again, Free League Publishing, you did a great job. So if you have been playing the game, you've been running the game, and you have the starter set, and you're looking for more options for your game, this is a no-brainer purchase. Go ahead and pick it up. If you have not been playing the game yet and you think you might want to run the game, they do have the core rulebook in hardcover, but they also have the starter set. And if you are going to get one or the other, get the starter set. The rulebook in the starter set and the hardcover rulebook are exactly the same, except one is paperback and one is hardcover. So if you're choosing between the two, pick up the starter set. It's got the adventures in there. It's got the cardboard standees that are in there. It's got the rulebook. It's got everything that you need to be playing the game. So definitely pick up that starter set. It is the best role-playing starter set I believe I've ever come across in the time that I've been playing role-playing games. So thank you for watching this video about the Dragonbane Bestiary. I hope it helped you decide whether you need to pick it up for you and your table. You can head over to freelypublishing.com to pick it up and or check out all the other great games that they've got going on. You can check out tabletopgamingguild.com to learn a little bit more about us. Check out all the other videos on our YouTube channel. And until we talk again, keep on playing games.